Hey Glow Babes,
Hello.
How's it going? Welcome to an exciting episode we have for you today. We're going to talk about when to quit your job. And we really want to get into making this decision effectively.
Yes.
I don't even know what to do with my hands right now. We haven't done a solo episode.
I'm so excited.
Glow Radio is a podcast for sassy entrepreneurs who are in the process of quitting their much-hated day job to work for themselves full-time.
You can expect weekly conversations with unapologetic creatives, business owners, and influencers.
We discuss tips on how to reach your goals, manage your time, and keep your sanity while being a major boss babe.
We're Jacqueline and Clara, your favorite hype women who will cheer you on and push you to create the life that you want. We're business strategists, career and life mentors, and wellness advocates. Hit that subscribe button and follow us on IG at Glow Radio Co. Stay sassy, babes! Before we get started, we wanted to thank Bluehost for partnering with us. We're so happy to use the best hosting service that doesn't break our bank. Bluehost powers over 2 million websites, including ours. They offer 24/7 support, a money-back guarantee, and is the #1 recommended web hosting by WordPress.org.
If you're an entrepreneur building or revamping your website, we highly recommend Bluehost as a trusted resource. Sign up for your website hosting today at www.bluehost.com/track/WoGlow. That's WHOAGLOW.
I don't even know how long.
It's been so long.
It's been a month or something.
Yeah, we've had a ton of amazing guests, but we're very excited to just have a little chat, It's just us having a heart-to-heart with you guys. And Clara burned her finger earlier.
I burned my finger. I was curling my hair, and I had a bad angle, and I burnt it, so I actually have some aloe vera with me.
Yeah.
Don't mind me if I just stop to put some on. For those who are watching on YouTube, you will see me nursing my finger like a baby right now.
Yeah, it's a good day. We have our friends t-shirts on. You guys
we're representing. So check out our YouTube. Check out our t-shirts. Soak it all in. Love it.
Yes.
All right.
So, we're going to get into our topic. We're going to discuss how we both came to the conclusion of quitting our day jobs in order to pursue the entrepreneur life full time.
And I hope this is going to shed some light for you and help you make a decision about when to quit your job. So we have 5 questions that we kind of both realized that we asked ourselves kind of before we quit our job, so that we could pursue entrepreneurship, aka
extreme adulting.
Oh my gosh, she told me that, and I was like, that is so true. I think she found a meme. Jacqueline found a meme, and it was like
something like
there's adulting, and then there's
entrepreneurial adulting, which is a totally different type of adulting.
It's like a new breed.
It's not for the faint of heart.
Definitely not.
No. So we're going to chat all about it. We're going to tell you guys about our experiences and help you make your decision if you're in the process of deciding whether to quit your day job or not.
Do it.
Yeah, do it.
No.
Do it.
Before you do it, though, 5 questions.
Yes.
So the first question was, are you excited to go to work in the morning? And kind of a follow-up to that is, do you hate your coworkers? So for me personally, eventually I reached the point in my job where I was I wasn't excited to go to work anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost like I dreaded having to wake up because I know that I have to go to work.
Yeah.
And, it's not just it's just very unfulfilling.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how to put this in words.
It was just horrible.
It was just so uninteresting to me.
Yeah.
And I always felt like I could do so much better. I could be doing so many things that are, I don't know, more productive.
Yeah.
It's why am I typing in these numbers into a computer that I give zero shits about?
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, calling these people that I'm like, hey, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about you or your product. You know, like, what was the point of that?
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I reached the point, I think it was like a few months into my job already, that I dreaded waking up in the morning. I would wake up with anxiety, like that I had to go to work. I would hate going to bed at night because I would have to wake up the next morning.
Right? Because you just want to, like, stay up as long as you can, right?
And, like, it was just not a happy place for me. Like, I didn't like my coworkers, maybe with the exception of, like, one or two of them, but most of them were very gossipy and they talked behind my back. And after I realized this, I was like, why am I here? Like, I don't need this toxic energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So same with me. I started, at first I was okay with all my coworkers, but I think I reached the point where I wanted to be out of there so bad.
Yeah.
That I was just starting to get extremely uncomfortable with
everyone.
everyone.
Yeah, totally.
And I was just like, why? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, why can't... Like, how come nobody sees the same kind of, like, perspective as I do?
Yeah.
I was like, I want to be better. I want to do better. I want to do great things. And people are just like, I just want to make a paycheck, go home, cry.
Watch Netflix.
Drink. Take a few shots, go to bed. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, why? Like, don't you want to do something with your life?
Yeah, totally.
And I think that's just when I realized, like, I was just like... I don't think it's the job. I think it's any job. If I were to get any job, I would not have been satisfied.
Yeah. Because we're so entrepreneurial. Like, I agree with that. I think even if I had, like, a really awesome job, like a really big company where the culture was good, I think there would definitely still be a part of me that didn't want to be there. So, but being in the negative work environment that I was in, I think it just pushed me to get out of there even quicker. So I think at the end of the day, it happens for a reason, and I don't, like, nothing is wasted.
Yeah.
It was meant to be that I was there for that time.
And I guess another major thing to consider is what I said before. I think it would have been any job.
Yeah.
So imagine yourself going into a different job. Like, you're like, you know what? I don't like this job. Maybe it's this specific workplace. Yeah. I'm going to get another job and, you know, survive there.
Yeah,
but it's like, would that be satisfying? I'm pretty sure once you're kind of in that, like you said, entrepreneurial mind, you're just already, your gears are already grinding.
Yeah.
Like, you know in your heart what you need to do and what you want to do.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this, you're most likely you already have some sort of side hustle or plan, or you already know you want to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, like you have ideas already, or you're already working on it.
So working with someone else working for someone else is, I'm pretty sure it's just like, you know, in your heart, like when you show up to work, you're like, yeah, no. Like, I'm pretty sure we were checked out like months before we
totally checked out. It was definitely not bringing out the best in me when I was there, and because we're so entrepreneurial, like I'm constantly thinking if I were to run my own business, like I could make way more money than I'm making here, and it's like, why am I working to make someone else rich when I can do it for myself?
Exactly.
And I feel like that's a very entrepreneurial mindset. Like normal people who just want a 9-to-5 don't really think that way.
Yeah.
So if you do think that way, we're your people.
Yeah. So definitely, if you think that way, we just had an episode with Meredith from Hervana.
Oh, yeah.
She talks about how she didn't want to make money for someone else anymore. You know, she wanted to benefit, and you should definitely check it out. It has a lot of great stuff about starting your own business. There are all the little steps that you had to go through. Definitely check that episode out.
Yeah.
I don't remember the episode number.
It's 36.
Episode 36.
Episode 36.
So definitely check out episode 36 with Meredith if you feel the same way.
Yes.
So our second question is, do you feel like if you had an extra hour in a day, you would make some major breakthrough?
Yeah. I always felt like that when I was working at my day job, because we would literally go to work, or sometimes we would wake up early, do some work in the morning, go to work, and then like work at nighttime, and it was just like I had no work-life balance at all. We would work on the weekends. So I definitely feel like if I just had a little bit more time, I would be able to get so much more in my business.
So it was pretty much the same thing here. So before we quit, we were doing our 9 to 5s.
Yes.
Or, well, in my case, it was an 8 to 5.
Like
God forbid.
8:30 to 5 for me.
Oh, yeah, right. 8:30 to 5.
8:30 to 5.
And we would have to meet up, like, right after work. It would literally be like, okay, I'm running home now. Okay, well, I'll see you in, like, 30 minutes. And then we would, like, haul ass, come back, set everything up. By the time we want to record, we're just like, ugh, I have, like, zero, motivation.
And we're just so tired.
I'm like, I don't even care about my guest. Like, I do care about the guests, but you know when you're just in that mindset where you're like, I'm just tired. Like, I just want to, like, lay down.
But we did it because we're entrepreneurs.
We stuck through, of course, because that's what we're passionate about.
Yeah.
But if you constantly feel like, oh, if I just had that little bit more time, I feel like we would be blowing up right now.
Yeah.
Definitely. That is a sign. Like, that is a sign.
A big sign.
Because you're hustling so hard that you're, like, looking for hours in a day. Like, trust me, you need to get out of there.
Yeah, you need those extra hours that you could be using.
Because we'll shed some light about how we are right now, like, since we've quit. Like, I mean, what's your day like?
Well, I feel like I'm so grateful now because if I have a day where I'm not feeling that well, like if I'm feeling a little sick or just like a little bit tired, like I have the freedom to take a break and not work.
Yeah.
So usually like in the morning, I try to wake up. I'll either do a workout in the morning, make myself a little bit of breakfast, and then like sit down, do some work. If we have to record a podcast, then I'll come to Clara's. And then afterwards, it's kind of just like a free-for-all. Like, it's kind of whatever I want. Like, I'm not saying I don't have long hours now because I do spend, like, a lot of my time doing our work, but I love it. So it's different.
Yeah.
And I do have the freedom to take a break, turn off when I want to. And then, like, if I want to go spend time with my friends or my family, then that's totally fine, too. Like, I'm not strapped down. Like, I don't feel like I'm in jail to someone else.
Exactly. So same thing. Like, I mean, my days, like, now I can actually, like, space it out and do what I need to do whenever I need to do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes your creativity, your brain juices just don't flow at that certain time.
Yeah.
Like, if you tell me to go be creative at 7 p.m. at night, I'm like, no, I can't. Like, I'm tired. But then if you tell me, if I wake up and it's like 9 a.m. and I'm like, I feel great, I'm ready. I have all these ideas and I can implement them right away, you know? And then just being able to dedicate now, I have extra time to dedicate to growing our Instagram.
Yeah, totally.
And yeah, we are making like huge strides.
Yeah, we've gotten featured in so many articles, like on websites online, and we're so thankful for that. And I feel like it's just like a sign that this is what we were meant to do and everything is happening in the right time.
So if you feel like you had an extra hour in that day, trust me, that hour makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Whether it's an extra hour for you to sleep, an extra hour just so that you could really push through, spend that time on social media to grow your account or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it is so worth it, and you will make a major breakthrough.
Yeah. And now we have an extra 8 hours in our day, which is amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Those 9 hours or whatever, like, dude, life-changing.
It's life-changing.
We've been featured on, what, like Oprah?
Yeah.
Pop Sugar Fitness.
Thrive. Global.
Medium.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
Trust us. Those 8 hours, those extra time, do it.
Yes.
And the third question.
We're like, moving on.
The third question.
Have you learned everything that you wanted at your day job?
So for me, the most recent day job that I've had, I didn't go into it sort of like, it was just something to pay the bills.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't something I was passionate about. It was kind of like, I knew that I was going to transition into entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
So that I just got a whatever job, it paid the bills, and I didn't have to think too much.
Uh-huh.
So in my perspective, it was just kind of like, I didn't really need to learn anything there anyway, so it didn't really make that big of an impact for me.
But there wasn't really anything offered to you either. Like, available.
There wasn't really anything available because that's just the field that I wasn't interested in. But I can shed some perspective with the previous job after that, I was there for like 6 years.
Yeah, the one previous to this one.
Yeah, the one previous to this one, I was there for 6 years. And when I decided I wanted to quit that job, I honestly have learned everything there was to learn.
Yeah.
I went from small fish, big pond to big fish, small pond.
Okay.
Like, I just felt like, okay, I felt like this was my peak.
Yeah.
And to go beyond that would have been me, like, doing some sort of, like, entrepreneurial role.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
So I left.
Yeah.
But
you learned everything. 6 years is a long time.
I learned everything. I went from, like, small fry to, like, I was training everyone.
Yeah.
I ran shit, and it just wasn't serving me anymore. Like, I wasn't passionate about it.
Like, what was your first role when you started there, and what was your role when you left?
I started as a reception, and I ended up being, like, a manager.
Okay, yeah. So that's pretty much
so I've
the bottom to the top.
I've done all of it, and
yeah.
It didn't serve me any more purpose, so I knew it was time for me to go and, like, kind of explore life.
Yeah. I definitely feel like I maxed out at my most recent day job too. Like, I worked in marketing, and the environment wasn't a very, like, up-to-date kind of environment. Like, they were very old school in their methods. Like, I wanted to keep up with the trends, and I wanted to learn what was new in marketing, and I felt like I was the only person that really had that desire there, or kind of knew what was going on.
What, did they want to use MySpace or something? Like,
it's just like they had no idea. Like, if I were to speak about Instagram, it's like no one had any idea how it worked. Mm-hmm. So it's like I couldn't even speak to someone that was on, like, the same level as me, and I wanted to have someone that would be there to push me to be better and to, like, help me bounce ideas off, each other. And it just wasn't the environment for that. I feel like I took advantage of all the resources that were provided. Like, I even went to a marketing conference when I was there, but honestly, I don't feel like the conference taught me that much. I feel like I could have learned more just online, on YouTube.
Or it's like you already knew, like, what they were talking about.
It was very entry level, and it just wasn't what I was looking for. So at the end of the day, I was like, I'm not learning anything here. I'm just constantly thinking about my own business and thinking about how I could learn more, just like listening to podcasts or finding my own resources. So that was definitely a sign for me to leave.
If you're enjoying this episode so far, please comment Glow Up on YouTube and leave us a review on iTunes.
Give us 5 stars or we will find you.
We will!
So far, we've asked the following 3 questions. Number 1, are you excited to go to work in the morning? And do you hate your coworkers? Yes. Number 2, I hated them. I'm just saying right there.
Some of them.
Some of them. Most of them in my case. No shame in saying that. Number 2, do you feel like if you had an extra hour or time in the day, you would make some major breakthrough? Number 3, have you learned everything that you wanted at your day job? So now, yes. Go. No, you go.
Sorry.
No, it's all good.
Today is like a mixture of just like, what's going on?
Because we haven't done a solo episode.
I know. How do you even solo?
How do you even speak?
Okay, so now we want to get into your actual side hustle or business that you're leaving your job for. So we have 2 questions for that. The first question, so do you have a side hustle already that you are, trying to grow? Or, you have opportunities to take it to the next level? Or are you already making money on your side hustle? Do you even have a side hustle? Like, I think this is a huge question because if you answer no to any of these, like, you should really reconsider quitting your job.
I think if you don't have a side hustle that you're currently working on, I would suggest starting that side hustle while you are still at your day job, because that's exactly what we did. Yeah. We started our podcast while we were still working, and we quit, I think it was like at least 6 months after it was launched. So yeah, like we saw tons of progress in our podcast. Like, whenever we reached out to, like, articles for, like, media coverage, we started seeing movement in that, and our guests, like, loved our podcast. It was just, we saw so much engagement, and we were like, we feel like this is what we're meant to do.
Yeah. that was a huge sign for us. Like, you know how when sometimes you start a project, it might not always come through. Like, you might have made the website or whatever, and then it never got updated ever again, right? So you definitely want to make sure that this is something you want to do consistently. Yeah. Because if it's one of those things where you start it, you make it, you're like, it's like you're starting a fitness routine. I'm going to work out every day. I'm going to diet super hard. And then you fall flat and you never go to the gym for like 3 months. You know, if this is one of those situations, really reconsider before you quit your job. Some might say, I guess it's like motivation for you to work really hard. But, you know, if you're not 100% sure that you want to do it, I don't think you should.
Yeah. I also feel like, it's like a trial and error process too. Like, it's okay to make mistakes. Like, if at the end you figure out that this project or this business isn't really what you want to do, then you can definitely find another 9-to-5 job at that point if you like really need the money. Because I feel like in our experience, we have had failed businesses in the past. Like, we've tried things and they didn't work out for us, and it was just a learning experience, and it brought us to where we are right now.
Yeah. Well, in my case, I've never quit my job for those kind of failed previous businesses. Yeah. But this one was the one that I really was like, this is what I want to do. Yeah. Like, it was so clear for me that I had zero doubts in my mind that I was like, this is what I would definitely leave any office job or whatever job for.
Totally. I think my experience was like a little bit different because in the past I have quit another job of mine to pursue, like, I was going to do fitness coaching online and all that stuff. And I did do it for a little bit, but I just realized it wasn't really what I was meant to do. I didn't feel like it was my calling. So I ended up getting another day job, which is my most recent one. And then after we started the podcast and everything, same with, like, I feel the same way as Clara. Like, this is what we're really meant to do. And I feel like for once in my life, right? Like, it's like happening, you know, like, it's like what I'm passionate about. Things are moving forward. So I did kind of like a 2-time quit. Yeah. but it still worked out.
But I feel like that's totally okay. Yeah. Like, you are allowed to try things.
Totally,
like, Like, I'm pretty sure had I had the guts to quit, I would have. I think before I just did not have that confidence to, you know, just be like, okay, I'm going to try this. But I'm glad I'm doing it now. Yeah. Like, I would feel so crappy if I've never had that opportunity. Yeah. Like, if I never ended up quitting and I was like, oh, I wonder what would have happened if I quit to start Glow Radio, you know? So, yes. Definitely consider that. Make sure, you know, there's something that you are interested in. It has to be at least some level of interest that you want to be consistent with it.
Yeah, or like if you have a plan. Like, I've heard of some people, like, for example, they want to start a YouTube channel and they're like, I already know exactly what I need to do. I just need the time to do it. Yeah. So they like quit their job. They might not have started much yet, but then they quit it. They start right away. It might take them like a few months or a year, and then like it really takes off. So I feel like as long as you have some sort of plan, then go for it. Quit your job.
I agree with you. Yeah. Having that plan is like, I almost feel like if you don't have a plan, it's kind of like wasted time. Yeah.
Or I guess like if you don't have a plan, maybe have some savings, you know, and like
have a lot of savings. Have at least like 3 months of like rent or something, expenses. Yeah. I think that would be safe.
Yeah, that seems safe.
Or at least go to, like, a part-time job. Yeah, yeah. At least have something that you can kind of, like, eat and then figure it out. Yeah. But this is what's worked for us so far, so imparting our knowledge on you.
But the entrepreneur life, I feel like, there's a lot of winging it like that too.
Well, we're still winging a lot of things.
Yeah, like, it's like a balance. It's like, you know, you have a plan, but then you kind of wing some other things.
Like, it's okay to have some diversions, I guess. Yeah. And the last question is, it ties in with the whole having a plan thing. Where do you see your business in the next 3 to 5 years? So it's definitely so important that you have a strong business plan before you quit your job. Because you know, obviously you want to have direction.
Yeah.
You don't have to follow it exactly, but like we said before, you want to have that kind of direction that you're headed in, or else you're just kind of like, okay, I quit.
Yeah.
What's my first step? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you want to be a vlogger or something. It's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll go buy a camera now. Like, what?
Should have bought that before you quit.
Know, you should at least know, like, okay, I'm going to be a vlogger. I've researched these people.
Yeah,
I want to follow in their footsteps because they're successful in a way that I want to be.
Yeah.
You know, something. Like, it doesn't need to be like, I'm going to do this exactly on this day and this time or whatever, but at least have kind of a good plan.
Like a rough plan. And also think about your revenue streams. I feel like that's a very important one. Like, I wouldn't rely just on one revenue stream. I feel like when me and Claire were brainstorming, we had about like 7 or 8 revenue
like 10,
streams.
up to 10.
Yeah, up to 10, which is ideal. So we know that if one thing doesn't work out, we can do the other one.
Yeah.
You know, or we have a plan where we're going to do one first and then move on to the next one, sort of thing.
And it's just good. Like, we know what we want to be like in 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, we have a very clear idea of how this business is going to grow. Like, how, like, do we want to hire staff? If so, how many? Like, we know in our minds, like, how we want to grow it and what it, like, how we want it to look like.
Yeah. And everything is so, how do I say this? Like, the opportunities are endless. I feel like a lot of people out there will put limits on you. Like, they'll be like, oh my God, you can't do that so quickly. Like, it takes time, you know? Like, yes, some things take time, but I feel like a lot of the time the limits are in your mind. Like, some people might be like, oh my God, you can't hire someone so quickly. You need to, like, grow your business first, or you need to do this before this. But I feel like seeing our progress, we've done things like so quickly, like in our podcast, in our lash extension business, like things are just growing, and the universe has been on our side.
Definitely.
So just manifest the things that you want, like we always say.
When you have pure intentions, like, nothing can go wrong. Like, there's no doing wrong if your heart is in the right place.
Yeah.
And, you know, you just gotta go for it and just believe that, you know, it will be good.
Yeah. And even if something messes up, it's just a learning experience. Like, obviously not everything has worked out for us, but then we just learn for next time to do it in a different way or to improve.
Like, if you have to learn from your mistakes. You can't just be like, oh, I made this mistake, I'll just go do it again.
Yeah.
Like, what? What?
Learn.
Yeah, and just don't be afraid to try things.
Yeah. Like, if one method doesn't work, try a different thing. Like, for example, like for our Instagram, like Claire has done like tons of different patterns, templates for
descriptions. Jacqueline's done so many bio changes.
Yeah, we just kind of switch it all up. And
trying different hashtags. Like, it's all a learning process, right?
Totally. And if you guys want to know anything, like, feel free to let us know. We can chat about it in a podcast episode. Write it in a caption, wherever.
DM us, email us.
Yeah, we're happy to answer.
Any form of contact. Like, we want to help you. Like, this is the main thing about our podcast. Like, we want to impart our knowledge so that we could help you.
Yeah.
So please let us know if there's any topic you want to talk about, you know.
Slide into our DMs. Don't be a creepo.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
If you're a creeper, maybe hold back.
Yeah, maybe hold back.
If you're gonna, like, ask us if we're wearing underwear or something, just, like,
bye.
Hold that thought and just message someone else. Direct that into someone else.
Yeah.
So I actually had a fun question.
Yes.
If you were a character on Friends, who would you be?
Oh,
because we are wearing Friends shirts, I wanted to have a little Friends segment hidden at the end.
I don't know. Okay, like, realistically, I think, like, knowing my personality, I would
Monica.
I think Monica for sure. Like, because I'm, like, Virgo moon, Virgo rising. Monica's so, like, nitpicky on everything. Like, I could totally see myself in Monica.
I could see Monica, like, 100%.
Yeah. How about you?
Okay, what do you think I would be? If I had to be a friend,
I feel like a mix of Phoebe and Joey.
Oh my
Totally. I
Because
can
like
see that
Phoebe's
too.
like the hippie, and then you like love like all like the
Like,
natural,
very, like,
holistic, like
spiritual.
crystals and all that stuff, which is like awesome. And then Joey's like actor, like model, and then like I like the attention.
Oh my gosh. I guess so.
Yeah.
I'm a Phoebe and a Joey. I'm always like, I want to be Phoebe because I get to marry Paul Rudd in the last season. I'm like, yes, Paul Rudd, bitch.
Yes.
Okay, but who would you want to be though?
I don't know.
They're all so weird and quirky.
Like they're all so funny. Like I honestly don't know who I would want to be.
I don't think nobody like who would want to be a Ross though.
It's like
an insult.
Science, dude.
It's such an insult when someone's like, "Oh my god, you're such a Ross." I feel like, what? Excuse me, I'm not
I don't
a
know.
Ross.
I don't know who I would want. Maybe like Rachel, but then like Rachel's like dumb, but she's like hot. So like, you know what I mean?
Well,
Like, she's
Rachel
not the
grows
smartest.
up though,
I guess so.
And
She
I feel
becomes
like
smarter.
then she gets to work all like fancy, but then you end up with Ross.
You end up with, but it's like they were meant to be. Like I love them together.
Yeah, but it's Ross. You know, it's Ross.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Oh,
guess
my aloe.
Oh no. Well, who would you want to be?
It's tough.
I don't
It's
know.
tough.
Like,
I think I would want to be Rachel, but I just.
but you don't like.
But
Ross.
the Rachel that doesn't end up with Ross is. That
Yeah,
a
you can stick with
possibility?
Phoebe, I guess. I'm like,
She gets to
looking
be with such like hot men.
Yeah.
Ooh, Monica got to be with.
Chandler.
What's his name?
Rick. Is it Rick?
No, it's not Rick.
Richard?
Richard.
Yeah, Richard. You like him?
Yeah, Richard.
He's so, like,
oh my God,
old
he's
man.
So hot. He's like a zaddy.
He's so like old. Isn't he he's a doctor, right?
Yeah, he's an ophthalmologist.
Oh,
okay? He's an
dang.
eye doctor.
Okay.
And he's rich. And he drives a nice car.
But then she ultimately ends up with Chandler.
Yeah, no, but I love Chandler though.
Yeah,
so that's
yeah, I
okay.
like Chandler,
Chandler's
too.
totally like my type. I like that like quirky dad jokes.
Yeah.
like-
I watched the recent episode where he was like, his coworker thought he was gay. Do you remember
Oh
that?
my God, that
And he
was
was
so-
so offended. And then he was saying like, if I was gay, I would be with like my coworker Brian, like from
Oh my
accounting
God,
or something. And then like I can't remember her name. She was like, no, Brian's out of your league. And then he's like, I can get a Brian.
I love that.
It's so funny.
But yeah, so let us know in the comments below who you think we would be if
Yes.
you were a Friends character, and who would you want to be if you were a Friends character, or I guess who you know you are. If
Yeah, who you know you are. Who is your spirit
like if
friend?
you know you're a Rachel, like you know you're a Rachel. But if you're a Ross, we're gonna judge you. All right, thank you so much for joining us. So I wanted to touch on the questions.
Yes.
That we have asked you that you definitely ask yourself. Write this down.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, are you excited to go to work in the morning, and do you hate your coworkers? Hating your coworkers is just a fun little thing we threw in there.
Yeah.
But if you hate your coworkers, you should probably get out
It's a
of bed.
sign.
And if you feel like you had an extra hour in a day, would you make some major breakthrough? That extra time that you can put in there, how is it going to change you?
Yeah.
Have you learned everything that you wanted at your job? So if you're in a profession that, could help you, like running a business or something, have you learned everything that you could learn? Number 4, do you have a side hustle already that you're currently growing, or there's opportunities to take it to another level? And are you making any money right now? And the last question is, where do you see that business in the next 3 to 5 years? So I hope we helped you make your decision in regards to when to quit your job.
Yes.
Remember to always ask yourself these questions, write it down, formulate a plan, and DM us or email us if you have any questions.
Yes. And let us know if you did quit your job recently.
Yes, that would be so good.
Yeah, that would be very exciting. We'll be here cheering you on as your favorite hype women.
And ask us anything. Like,
Yeah.
if you need to know what happened to us after we quit, like, did we spiral and cry? The answer is no. But we would love to go into detail with you.
I'm living my best life right now.
Yes!
Bye-bye. Thank you for listening, Glow Babes.
Give us our 5 golden stars on iTunes and we'll be your best friends, I swear. And please share this episode with your babes that need some glow and will benefit from this. Thank you.
Go!